Snyder. Hey, Bill. Come on, you.
Yeah, good, let's go. He really appreciates your time.
That's a pleasure, Mark. It's a pleasure.
Okay, so.
Hello everyone, Mark and Anthony.
Hi. So I had a car accident when I was 6, where I sustained a C1, sort of like a one spinal injury, and that resulted in me being in hospital for 2 years, learning to live again with a disability, like breathing via a ventilator, and basically learning to live again. Like being active with a disability. So I got a new wheelchair during this time, and of course only manual, but yeah, you got to start somewhere. And I eventually came home after 2 years of hospital, and in the background throughout all this time, my parents were battling it out with the Transport Accident Commission to gain all the supports I needed to return home. And this was a hell of a battle, and with TRC fighting Cameron Tong to refuse everything. But eventually, after a Herculean effort, my parents were able to win. With every argument they put up, so I was able to get a wheelchair accessible van, and I was able to have 24-hour caring, and I'm now living in a house that came about after the battles of TAC. Great, all accessible, doorways are wider. That's got a ceiling hoist.
What year did you have your accident, and how was the climate, the culture different to today?
So I had an accident in 1986 when I was 6 years old. And back then, I think there weren't many experiences of dealing with people with C1 quadriplegia. So a lot of what the medical interventions that I had were pretty fearless, I suppose you could say, and I had a cuffless tracheostomy inserted. I think these days that's a definite no-no. I think cuffed is the way things are done these days. I'm also high level spinal injury. So I think to reduce risk. I think that's what it's all about. So I was able to talk right from the beginning due to having a cuffless trachea, and yeah, I think that really helped me accept my disability, being able to talk, and I've been so encumbered with a not being able to communicate. So I was able to achieve speech, and and then I had a manual wheelchairs presented to me, so that eased the disability even more, eased the plight of my disability even more. And yeah, I returned home. So it was yeah, great being able to get out of the hospital.
Do you want to just talk to Michael Jackson just one more time? You met Michael Jackson?
Yeah, so I came into the hospital to meet all the kids, like a lot of celebrities did back then and still do today, to try and give kids a bit of a thrill to take their mind off their disabilities. So yeah, Michael Jackson came in, and the first moment I remember seeing him, I remember that he reeked of perfume, and he was saturated in yeah, perfumes. I noticed that straight away. And he was also caked in makeup. I'd never seen anyone like it before. Being so, I don't know, having so much of a, being covered in so much perfume and makeup, and I just thought he was really weird having all that on. And it wasn't until, so I didn't realise who he was right at the start, but later on I thought it was such a privilege to be able to meet him, and someone so famous, and the success that he was later able to achieve. So yeah, at the start it was I was taken aback, but later on I found it was a real privilege to meet someone of such stature.
So, he wants me to ask you this question, which is, what does the word disability mean to you?
Well, I try to think of it as having a special power. So I try not to think of it as having a lack of ability. I try to think of it as living another way, and now that I've realised I've been able to get on top of it, I can feel that I can just tackle anything. Considering I've been able to get over a disability so severe that I can only move my head. So I think it's important to think ahead about your disability, and I think of the current state that you're in. I think about what places it could take you, and how it can gain you more strength. You can gain more strength from it if you get on top of it, and then I feel a lot more able-bodied, and yeah, not so disabled.
Yeah, sure, just ask them. Okay. Have you ever thought about yourself as a disability advocate, or are you just out there living life, hang gliding, hot air ballooning, surfing?
Yeah, well, I've been on a disability committee at the City of Melbourne. So I've done that, so it's advocacy work. And
So he's been thinking about doing the same thing.
yeah, so it's called the Disability Advisory Committee, where you advise government on what, you advise council on what they need to do to improve the plight of people with disabilities living in the City of Melbourne. But yeah, I try to balance it up. Live a lot more with disability. Yeah, I think advocacy is important as well because it's a hell of a thing. Disability to get free, to overcome, and yeah, so I try to balance it.
Have you been hang gliding, hot air ballooning and surfing?
Yes, I've done all of that. So I went surfing up at Langari at the beach up there, and so it's through an organisation that exists up there that is all about helping people with disabilities surf. So they formed a guard of honour. That's what the formation was, a guard of honour. And they take you out into the ocean, and then they catch a wave and ride them back into the shore again. So they form a guard of honour, so they can't. So there's no slip ups with the surfboard, but it doesn't suddenly swerve sideways, so that they keep you in line. So you're just surfing the wave. And I've been hot air ballooning.
Was it difficult to be able to do that? Did you have barriers?
With what?
With people happy to accommodate that?
Well, happy to help me.
Yeah,
help me do it.
Yeah, people who run those kinds of organisations too. Often quite risk averse.
Well, they're all about assisting you to perform the activity. So I don't think they mind what disability you've got.
Oh, okay.
You just tell them what to look out for, and they're more than willing to take that into account. And
Mark's found the opposite. Not always. But with what? Marathon. Yeah.
Marathons.
The people who run the marathon were quite negative. That's yeah.
Oh, were they? I think that could be that they said you can't talk, and maybe they think you're more disabled than what you actually are, and that might be a put off.
They just said he couldn't do it.
Oh, why not?
Too much of a risk.
Oh, okay.
So, like with this with the gliding and the hot air ballooning, was that through mainstream companies that you did that?
One was called Global Ballooning, and then a guy that set it up had a disability himself, and he wanted to have a way so people with disabilities could do it.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
So he designed a basket that one of the sides opens up. Oh, it's got a door in the middle of one of the sides, so then you can easily get in. You don't have to, hike yourself over the basket to get in. So that's a mainstream organisation, but it's set up by someone with a disability. And what was the other activity?
He might move on. We don't have all day, he says.
Yeah, and I'm going to go soon, yeah.
Okay, so what was it like studying at uni? What did you study and what do you want to do with your degree? You mentioned something to me recently about teaching.
Yeah, so I teach in a primary school at the moment. And it's all about finding the right people that will back you and are willing to take you on. So I was just lucky. I managed to stumble upon the right person who is backing me and he's letting me into his school. So he's a principal at a school in Middle Park. And he lets me teach there every couple of weeks. So finding the right people is a big thing.
You find that as well? It's all about people helping you, willing to help you live.
Achieve your goals.
Yeah. So like when Mark did run the marathon, but he had to find the right person to be able to agree to it.
That is willing to help you out.
It's the same with study. Oh, what did you study?
So my first degree was journalism. Called the Bachelor of Media Studies at La Trobe in Bartl. My second degree was in Ballarat. So I used to drive up and down there 3 days a week, or 4 days a week from Kensington, and but it was only for a year. If it was longer than a year, I wouldn't have done it. But you think about the pros and cons of doing it, and yeah, it was only a year, so I could accept
Is that a master's?
That was a diploma of education. So I was lucky that I had an accessible van and I was able to do it.
Mark's saying you're smarter than he is.
Like, you think, Mark? Okay. Carl, that's lovely, thanks.
He's still going through his undergraduate.
Okay. And I needed to have a note taker when I was there. I probably didn't need them because I can have a mouse stick in the laptop and I can type on the laptop. And I'm pretty quick on that because I've had a lot of practice. But that's what was offered, so I took it in the end. At university, but in high school I didn't have a note taker. I just took all the notes on my laptop.
So what did being on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire mean to you and how much did you win?
Well, one of the reasons I did it was to inspire other people with disabilities to realise that they can still do these things and to not let their disability get in the way. And even though it was scary, having all the bright lights shining on you and having the big man Eddie McGuire in front of you, I've come to realise with disability that no matter what if something's possible and you're still scared to do it anyway, because you can see what the rewards are. I happened to win $50,000 through, and that's because I left aside I put aside my insecurities and how scared I might be, and went ahead anyway, and I was able to break the rewards. So I think through not being scared and forging ahead anyway, you can still achieve a lot more.
Mark's really impressed with that. And you feel that you live your life the same way at times. So, shall I ask the next question? Can you explain some of the logistics around going to Africa and what was one experience over there that you'll never forget?
The logistics were a nightmare. All the barriers I had to overcome. So one of the barriers was getting legislation changed at the TAC, so they'd pay for sport when I was outside Australia. Because they're an Australian insurer, so and their policy in 1986. So the 1986 Motor Accident Act, which is the act I fall under, that stipulated that they wouldn't pay for sports outside of Australia. So I approached my lawyers, and it was a hell of a battle, but I was able to get there in the end, and they changed it, so I was able to go. They were able to pay for sports while I was overseas. So I was able to achieve that. But in the end, there was one thing they wouldn't change, which was they wouldn't pay for the whole wages of nurses. They only pay for 50% of their wages. So the agency ended up paying for half, which was a very generous offer, and I had to pay for the other half. So I don't think TRZ would pay for any of their wages, but I had to pay for half, and the agency paid for half.
Oh, did you use the money? You reckon? It's lucky that you won the money to pay for all those wages.
Because I won a disability pension, so I couldn't afford the cost it was going to be to cover myself as well as the nurses' wages.
What year did you go to Africa?
2013. So it's an old documentary if you want to see it.
Oh yeah, what's the documentary?
It's called Unreal Adventures.
Right, and how do people see that?
I can send you the link. If you'd like, I can send it to you.
He can post it with this podcast.
Yeah. So I was very lucky.
What was the highlight?
The highlight, probably on the last day I went to a school for kids with disabilities, and they were able to see that there is another life out there if you have a disability, because a lot of them weren't in wheelchairs, they couldn't afford wheelchairs, they were just lying on the dirt floor. And I gave them a bit of a speech that if you got the right attitude, and if you see your disability as a good thing rather than a bad thing, then you can achieve a lot more. And so it was a privilege to be able to pass on that kind of information to them, and show them that life can still be rich with a disability. And it's just nice to show them another way.
It can be another way. Yeah.
So I showed them that don't know if I'll ever be able to afford what I've got, like an electric wheelchair, and a modified van, but yeah, I felt good about being able to train another way. But if you possess a positive attitude and then you're still able to, that's one way you can lead a richer life.
So what is your most prized possession?
Probably my wheelchair. Means that I can be mobile and active, and but now but thinking on from that, probably maybe having a voice. That's a big thing. Being able to make friends and.
Mark likes your sneakers. I think he thinks they should be your most prized possession.
Oh, that's great, Mark. That's great. Yeah, I love bright colours. Yeah.
On that note, you're a real Australian. A real what? Oh, you're a bright light.
Oh, that's nice flag. Thanks.
Yeah, he blows Mark away and it blows me away too.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, what you've said and what you've done is incredible.
Oh, beautiful. Thanks.
And on that note, thank you very much for talking.
That's all right. Glad I could answer some questions.
Hang out. He'd like to hang out a lot more.
Okay.
Maybe not without a cat. Maybe without a cat.
Okay. Sounds good, Mark. Sounds good.
Okay. Let's just work.
But might not have. Hopefully not.
God, and you know.
Hopefully it has.
And I'll get the blame for that.